Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Anna from Astral Tarot. It's my birthday weekend and I will open a deck if I want to. Haha. I've decided to turn 35 for the second time, all right? And I'm gonna be celebrating this weekend, so made myself a coffee and I am filming this a little bit in advance. So that I'm free as a bird during that weekend, and I received an early birthday present, so I decided to open it on camera because I'm kind of excited about it. As you guys know, I like the ugly decks. Okay, so I don't know what's happening lately. I am so much into just, I think I enjoy liking decks that most people don't get. And I mean, get in the sense of they actually don't acquire the decks, but then also they don't get it. This one, in particular, it's the Ancient Mysteries Tarot deck. I know it's hella ugly, but I actually kind of like the readings with it. This one was always supposed to be in my tarot collection. It's the Terrestrial Tarot. Bloody beautiful. And this one of my favorite decks. Someone has told me that this is my soul deck, and I actually think I agree. You guys know that by now. This is not Crow's Magic Tarot. For me, is not a 1 month long obsession and then you never hear about it anymore. This one is here to stay. So, with all of that in mind, Anna likes the ugly decks. Let's open this new one because it's all types of wrong. It's very, I mean, I haven't seen all the cards, which is why this is a nice little gift, nice little present to myself. But I know it's gonna be weird. It's gonna fit in, probably gonna fit in with these decks. It's a slightly older deck. It's not out of print. You can still get it. It's very cheap. I heard the cardstock sucks. We'll see, because all of these are great. I do know it's very campy, very camp tarot deck. So I don't know. Am I right in saying that's going to be sort of a first for me? I think maybe Crow's is most camp out of all of the decks that I own. We'll see. So let's open it up. Here it is. I bought this deck used, and it's just because I saw it for very reasonable price, actually dirt cheap, and I don't know what to expect. All I know is I like these colors, very jewel toned. Um, Gothic tarot. I'm not a goth. I'm more into punk and metal, and I know goth isn't just about the music, it's a whole scene, but I guess I like the sensuality that goth can bring. Gothic tarot. Gothic, isn't that just a word for a dark romanticism of some sort? I don't know. So let's look at the cards. Ooh, we got ourselves a little booklet. Okay, so I did know that these cards were a little larger than regular size tarot. Is that true? Let's see. Yes, definitely a bit larger. I'm laughing because just look at these backs. It somehow reminds me a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay, this is really a first impression because, as I said, I think I only saw like 5 cards from this deck. Let's skip the booklet thing that people do. Like, this is the box, this is the booklet. I want to see the cards, okay? Oh, let's just zoom in a bit more. Let's just do that. I keep messing with the camera settings, but I want you guys to see this. I actually kind of like how it's used. Like it looks like an old book. So these, I guess, are all the elements plus a bat, sort of like a gargoyle. Okay, so this looks very much Rider-Waite-Smith, but then ghostly. I really like these colors. I mean, you can tell, right? But this one reminds me of last Harry Potter movie, in that scene where Harry Potter is trying to find out where the diadem of Rowena Ravenclaw or something of the sorts might be, and he finds out by the ghost of Rowena's daughter, something of the sorts, where it could be. I grew up reading Harry Potter books, and so the movies also kind of stayed with me. Oh man, is this just in time for Halloween and just, overall the best month of the year, the month of October? Not just because it's my birthday. I don't know if I, identify or whatever with these types of images, but it is fun. I just wanted to get a fun deck. That's really all it was. The Fool. I like all these ravens there. The werewolf. It's so cliche, and this is why I got this deck, I think, because I knew it was gonna be so cliche. Hmm. Okay. Guess from here on in they're in order. Is this gonna be one of those decks where people go, it sucks, it's awful, I used to have this and I called it and I don't regret it, you know what I mean? Or they're gonna see this video, think, hey, that deck might have some nice message for me personally, and I'm gonna do everything to get it. Because I was so surprised when that happened with Crow's Magic. But then again, I haven't seen it pop up after the moment when it was hyped, which is totally fine by me. I like having decks in common with other people who make videos about tarot. But also, I enjoy having decks that nobody else has or nobody else understands or likes. What am I trying to say? It's very dark. The moment you take it out of the light, there's nothing to reflect. It's just pretty much a black card. Which, oh, I should so put this under black light. Hell yes. That might be so cool. Yeah. Because obviously I have a black light, which I purchased years ago, right after I got the Triomphe della Luna Paradoxical. And this is indeed camp. There's something about it. It's as I suspected, the jewel tones of the deck. Yeah. But then also I really just I have this soft spot for black backgrounds. Oh, yes, just give me decks that have only a little bit of light on the cards. And this is perfect, It's very dark. But then there's just enough light and very bright light, kind of very strong colors to make your eyes go, ooh, that's pretty. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm going really slow, but I really want to have a good first impression for myself, since I don't know, this feels like a special gift. I don't only want to have the first impression through the camera. So actually, let's see. The sun, the moon. This might be a good moment to actually look at the little booklet. Do they explain who these winged creatures are? The moon, divinatory meaning. So no. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. There's a large book for this deck, which I know does explain who these are. So if I really like the deck, I might get the book. The Tower. So there's a lot of blue, right? At least in the majors, we've mostly seen the majors, and it makes it look very much at night and spooky witching hour. Also quite cold, obviously. But then it's made to look like stone, isn't it? Like the gargoyles or the, um, what's it called? The cemetery, the stones. So this is what I mean. It looks like a statue. Do I like this strength card? Hmm. I do like this. Cool. Again, very Buffy. I also grew up watching Buffy on TV when I had a little small TV that I bought for, I don't know, was it already euros or still gulden? 300 something. I had Christmas money, quite a lot of it. And my parents took me to the electronics store in the town I grew up in to pick out a little TV for my room. And on that TV, every, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday evening, I watched Charmed and then Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then after that, there was also probably at some point Angel, spin-off from Buffy, but it wasn't as good or as entertaining. Anyway, I remember, oh man, the 90s and then the 2000s, etc. It was a witchy time. It was a great time. Very red death. I really need to sit with these cards. I always love a witch temperance. It can be such a boring card in some depictions. But then, for instance, looking at Thoth deck, it's far from boring. So it only makes sense that the temperance in its meaning would be a witch, a magician, somebody who is doing sorcery, who's a sorcerer. Oh, I love ravens. This is so perfect. Ravens or crows, I don't know the difference, but they're all the same to me. I love them all. And I mean, you can't blame me, right, for seeing how these decks would be friends. Yeah. This is such a guilty pleasure deck because I so don't need this. I really don't need this. But it's fun. What's happening here? Six of Pentacles. Aw. So it might not all be Rider-Waite-Smith, right? I mean, I see the difference in the Rider-Waite-Smith. We do have this merchant person who seems to be doing well financially. giving some of his wealth to people who are struggling. But this is different. It looks like grief. I do like a good top hat. This reminds me of one of those vampires in Interview with the Vampire, one of those French vampires. Seven of Pentacles. Hmm. So what is this? Does this deck have its own system, or is it just a very intuitive deck? So far I do like it, but I am seeing in the pictures slightly different things than even thinking right away Smith language. This does not look like luxury or accomplishment. It looks very different. But maybe it's sort of it feels more like the deck or this card is asking the question, how are you not now um, experiencing that luxury? Or maybe there's a blind spot, and wherever you are now, there still is, there still could be that feeling of accomplishment. Then here, what is she being rescued or being taken away, or what happened there? Um, it's kind of like you have to make an extra step to get to the meaning of the card. It's either that, or you just read it intuitively, maybe also almost like an oracle, or the deck really does have its own system. So if I remember correctly, this deck kind of has these types of vibes, right? I never got the fortune cards because there's two very different, in my opinion, um, art styles in the same deck, and I really don't like it when decks do that. The deck might be good, but whenever its majors look like this and minors look something that I don't like or completely different, there's no connection, it seems, I will probably not get the deck. I think Falarka's tarot or something like that, very tempting in the majors, but then looking at the minors, I was like, no, thank you. Almost mad about it. This is an epic King of Pentacles, if you ask me. I like it. See, now, I could probably do more with the Pippish cards. This is, of course, very recognizable. To me, this is iconic, okay? And it does not mean heartbreak. Sorry, my camera shut off for a second there. I was saying you can't deny the picture, but it's a card of the mind, right? It's the realm of the mind. So to me, often, my deduction, if you will, is my conclusion about what this card means is sacrifice. And I was saying I am pretty good by now, and I enjoy reading more Pippish cards. So this obviously makes more sense to me because I have my own Two of Swords meaning. And I have my own, as you can tell, Three of Swords meaning. But then here, well, this is the Five of Swords. And then we have to deal with this image, which I must say is kind of intriguing still, but it's funny how that works, right? It's going to take more uh, getting used to reading these cards than plain old this, plain old simple this. This is like a Joker jester. And what is this gorgeous Night Fury? Another reason why I like this deck, and still, I am fully aware of how do I even say that without saying guilty pleasure, because you shouldn't feel guilty about your pleasures, but somehow I'm aware, hyper aware, that I'm not taking this deck very seriously, yet I will allow myself to have deep and meaningful readings with this deck if it happens, obviously. Why not? But I like the symmetry of the cards. To me, good tarot cards, they have a lot of symmetry. I love that. And that's probably me being a good old Libra. I feel that it does bring something new to the table. Just this, simple this. This is iconic to me. Okay. Okay, Mr. Knight, I want your outfit. As my students would say, slay. Oh. Ready to attack. Very nice, Queen of Swords. We like a good Queen of Swords. King of Swords, very Lord of the Rings, ghosts in the mountain. Is this supposed to be a wand? All right, then. Oh, I guess the aces are all like that. And then the twos are all like that. And then the threes are like that with the serpent. Even though, honestly, that's an ugly card. And then after the three, we start getting the scenic pips. See, now this is interesting because Four of Wands, does it have anything to do in its traditional meaning with the moon? Looking for a card in Crow's Magic. Here. So, to be completely honest, I don't know if this is supposed to be a moon or a sun, but looking at the Howling Wolf looks like a moon to me. And it's the same card, Four of Wands. And there's a big, big full moon smack down in the middle in both of these. So were they both created around the same time? This is US Games 1998 by Londa Marks. And this is a very, very small copyright. 2002, Monolith Graphics. Cool. Oh, this, I don't know, guys. It just looks like so much fun. Don't you agree? This is such a fun deck, and it reminds me of the Ghosts and Spirits deck by US Games, which I never got because artwork a little too busy. I don't know what it is. A little too small, a little too not enough darkness. So this is like my Ghosts and Spirits deck, I guess. um but then also, ooh, and this reminds me of that Johnny Depp movie, The Headless Horseman, and then the movie is called after a town or something, and then there's that really cool scene with Christina Ricci. She's making this big witch sigil on the floor using chalk, and Christina Ricci. Cool actress. So if you remember the name, help me out. But Ghosts and Spirits, I never got it because it requires a lot of studying. Every card being part of a ghost story or story about spirits, which frankly was just a bit too much for me for just a fun deck, This is definitely just a fun deck for me. I mean, I don't know, I might really bond with it. This is cool. But at least to me now, it definitely looks like, looking at this, definitely looks like, yeah, it's just to have fun with, you know. Yeah. Don't put any pressure on this. Read it intuitively. It's a spooky ghost deck for creepy deck for fall, for the month of October, around Halloween. Yeah. Maybe the most colorful card up to this point. Well, they really pulled out everything, you know. The velvet, the long hair, the dramatic poses, dramatic stances, the serpents and dragons and werewolves and ravens and skeletons and ghostly figures, and it's, ooh, they really went all out. But do I have anything deep and meaningful to say about this? I don't know. I keep thinking, how fun. Yeah. Little gargoyles that you can befriend. Are they going to be sweet to you, or are they going to be little nasty imps? Are they going to welcome you into their group? Or are they going to be little, I don't know, annoyances? Trick or treat, you know? This is very reminiscent of the death card in Druidcraft. But of course, this deck came first. And it's sort of a Edgar Allan Poe thing. How could you leave out Edgar Allan Poe in a deck like this? Where's all the other cliches? Where's the monster of Frankenstein? Where are all the ghost stories? Actually, maybe I might be just looking at them right now, so she's reading one for sure. Um, but I don't have the big guidebook, so I don't have a lot of context. So what is this, Pandora's box? Actually, maybe Seven of Cups. I love how they're all in a graveyard or cemetery or an ancient Egyptian tomb with the curse, obviously. I love these types of cards. I just love it. What's happening here? Hmm. Hey, look at that, different color. This is Professor Snape. Sorry. And here we have Ten of Cups. These outfits are really it, you know. Whew. Nosferatu, High Priest. Ooh, very, very vampire-y. And they made it sexy. The lovers. Okay, okay, look at this. Again, iconic. The chariot. Like a haunted chariot that comes at midnight and takes you away to another world. Knave of Swords. Looks like Batman to me. That's a good reference. I liked Batman, was pretty much the only hero I liked as a kid. I mean, cartoon hero. King of Cups. Judgment. The World. All right. Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. 2. Justice. You know, I've come to like a red justice. There's a red or warm toned justice in Crow's Magic Tarot as well, which is actually my card, obviously, being Libra, and 8 being my life path number. I actually pulled the justice card from Crow's Magic for myself today, and today it meant to actually be kind to myself, to treat myself fairly in that sense. Interestingly enough, I also like the red justice in Ritual Tarot. And maybe I have more decks with red justice, but I don't know, it's a thing because to me, justice somehow, it's cold, you know, it's cold, harsh decision making. And whenever I see one that's so red, it means something different to me. So, yeah, I actually like seeing that, especially in a deck that's otherwise so, well, has colder tones. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Knave of Pentacles. So a lot of these cards look very similar. But there's actually quite a lot of detail, right? There's the skulls, there's the wolves, obviously. All right. And an entrance. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you know, the stock is rather thin. I wouldn't say it's bad though. Oh yeah, actually I would. It's thin, but I have thinner decks. What do you think of this deck? Is it something you own, something you like, something you have owned and maybe culled? Is this something you can take seriously? What would you do with this deck? Um, I don't know. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this also is one of my birth cards, right? This would be my significator. So that's nice, pulling that for the first time. I was talking about justice being my card, 8 being my number, and then I pulled the Queen of Swords. Very cool. So I have to go, and I'll just leave you with this. What can I say? I think I'm happy with this little bundle. Yes. I don't know if you'll see a lot of this deck on my channel. I don't know how it will read. I'll take the time to get to know it. Maybe I'll pair it with other decks. I don't know. I don't tend to do that, but yeah, just to give it a go. Because really, I got this deck because I wanted something to play with. And again, I don't need this at all, but yeah, a little gift to myself. Um, a kind of a why not? What have I got to lose? I'm not going to get overwhelmed by adding this little baby in my collection because it fits so well with what I already have. Okay, thank you all for being here. Everybody have a nice weekend. Relax, and I'll see you next time. Bye.